From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Hey, when does that Lion King Mufasa movie open?
It opens today, and it may be one of the greatest movies in a long time.
Why do I keep calling it in my head Mustafa instead of Mufasa? I only realized like yesterday that it was Mufasa.
You've never known that.
It's not Mustafa?
No.
Who the hell is Mustafa?
What rock do you
Isn't
live
that a
under?
poet?
Mustafa?
I thought this whole time, I've like said 1,000 times Mustafa.
No, it's Mufasa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which translates to the king.
Yeah, I had no,
No,
I had,
Mufasa.
I
That's
had
not
no
Mustafa.
idea.
I just look up Mustafa as like,
Yeah.
he's there's a Canadian poet.
That's what I mean.
named
Yeah.
Mustafa the poet.
Yeah. Best friends with
Yeah.
Lily Singh.
No.
Cool.
All right.
Fun fact.
Great, thanks. No, I thought I had no idea that it was Mufasa. Damn it, Maury's sitting down with two of the stars, Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. This is an appropriate clip to start with. Here we go. Me never having seen Lion King.
Would you believe that Roz, from our show, The Roz and Mocha Show, would you believe that Roz has never seen The Lion King?
Ooh.
Wow. Well, banned from Disney.
Oh, damn.
Can't go to the parks.
What?
Sorry about it. That's wow. Never heard that before. Never felt that emotion.
I mean, is Roz available to? Is he open to being introduced to it?
I would like to think so, right? Like, how can you be on this earth and not see the masterpiece that is The Lion King?
I mean, I think there is an opportunity for redemption.
Guys, we should
Thanks.
get together and do a Lion King night.
Oh my God, I would love nothing
I've
more.
literally.
Can we do that,
It's a
please?
circle of life.
To answer that question, no, I'm not open to
Why
seeing
not?
it. I
Come
don't.
on.
I have no interest in seeing it.
No, all like the five of us, we get
No.
together,
No.
get some snacks.
No, I've
Bro,
no.
like,
Of day,
Yes.
in the heart of the star-crossed.
bro, if you don't know the words,
Turn
Nobody
away.
knows the words. Nobody knows the
I know
words.
the rhythm.
Chanted moment,
Should put Hakuna Matata on.
and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior does to be with you.
And you feel the love tonight. Sing it. It's where we are.
Rightfully staying out of this.
Yeah.
Can you? Oh, okay.
I'm with you, Black Santa. You know.
Thank you, Dark Santa, not Black Santa.
Wanderer. Okay.
They do start the film off, though, I guess. Does this play at the beginning? Is that the deal with the movie?
The very, very beginning, and
Because-
it instantly gives you chills.
Because James Earl Jones, as we know, was Mustafa, and then
Mufasa.
sorry, and then he passed away, and the man's an icon. So this is how they start the new Mufasa movie.
Let me tell you something that my father told me.
Damn, R.I.P.
Look at the stars.
No, I can't.
The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
Oh my God, guys.
And then the words come up in memory of James
No,
Earl Jones.
no. That's tears immediately.
And here is
Yo.
Aaron Pierre, who has a fantastic voice on that tribute.
The beginning of this movie and the tribute that they do for James Earl Jones, and you playing the character he played, Mufasa, why was that so important, do you think, to start the movie that way, to pay tribute to this legend in that way?
That's a really beautiful question, and my answer to that is, it's the only way to start this film. I think any other way of starting this film would be incorrect and would be wrong. The only way to start it is by paying tribute and celebrating the great James Earl Jones, who originated this character, Mufasa, made it timeless, cemented it in legacy, and also who was a major part of making the Lion King franchise what it is today and what we all know and love it as. So yeah, I think it's the only way to start this far.
Yo, my favorite line what's that line when he's like, yo, everything.
I don't think it starts with yo.
Everything the sun touches is mine. Nice that.
Nice that.
Right?
Yeah, I remember hearing that in Lion King.
He says that to him. You go,
Yeah.
Yo, everything sun touches is mine, fam. Yo, nice that, Scar.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. And you wonder why I haven't seen it. How I could have possibly avoided it this whole time.
We're doing a Lion King night, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you see the Superman trailer yesterday?
Oh,
Did I?
My God.
Wasn't there already a trailer?
No. Well, this is
they
still.
announced that they were going to.
It was a poster. They released the poster.
Yeah, but it's really, really good. It's really good. James Gunn he's just crushing this. It's so bright. All the characters in it, I haven't
even gone through the amount of. I have to nerd out on YouTube later for them to do a breakdown of all the villains that are in this movie.
So I was reading it last night, and what some people are saying, my brother was the first one that pointed this out to me, which is because the film in the trailer looks really bloated. There's a lot of villains in the movie. And what a lot of people are saying is that maybe the amount of villains they show in the movie may sort of be part of like a montage of things that he's done. You know what I mean?
Sure,
it may be in the story.
Because he already exists in the universe.
Because when Superman starts, when this movie starts, it's not an origin story. When this movie starts, he and Lois Lane are already together. She knows the secret, right? Lex Luthor already hates him. Like the world knows about Superman. Like all of this kind of stuff, right? And then the dog.
Just like throwback. Oh, Crypto?
Yeah, Crypto.
Bro, people were freaking out when Crypto showed up. It was
So
amazing.
you would need to see the first Superman.
No, you don't.
No.
Okay, because for someone like myself, I've never seen Superman.
You'll be fine with this.
I'll be fine if I want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the dog.
Oh,
Crypto.
I know. It looks.
He's in the trailer.
Yeah, because he does such a good job. Like, remember, everybody fell in love with Baby Groot and Rocket and all this stuff, right?
And that was all James Gunn.
James Gunn's so good at making you fall in love with these, sort of non-human characters. Where in other films you don't. They're it's very difficult to build an emotional attachment with a CGI dog or tree or raccoon, and he manages to do it. So I'm wildly looking forward to this.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't know what's going on down in Washington, but late last night, Kamala Harris abruptly canceled her plans to travel to Los Angeles for the holidays, and Joe Biden canceled his holiday plans in Delaware to head back to the White House. No explanation was provided for what the hell's going on, but obviously there is something. Harris was supposed to go to California for the holidays, leave last night, and Biden was supposed to spend the holidays in Delaware, and then they both canceled their plans and went back to the White House on a day when, who knows? Who knows?
Are we going to find out in the next couple of days that those drones above Jersey aren't actually drones?
I don't know.
I bet you it has something to do with that.
I don't know.
I don't want aliens.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to play this clip of Kieran Culkin, who I think Kieran Culkin and I would be best friends.
Why?
This is Kieran Culkin and Coleman Domingo doing Actors on Actors. You know those end-of-year interviews that they always do? Where they get in an argument about zodiac signs. Listen to this.
Still didn't tell me what your sign was, though.
Because it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as signs. You actually believe in this hocus pocus
You just
stuff?
called me out for being a Sagittarius.
Yeah, because
so you believe
Sagittarius is a funny word. That's why I said it. And you're
It was
just
a punchline.
It was a punchline. If I said Aries, it's just not gonna hit
but
the same way.
you dialed in. You were like, you may be a Sagittarius.
Yeah, because it's funny. Because nobody's a Sagittarius. By the way, nobody.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Nobody is. There's
Anna
no
Nicole
such thing.
Smith was a Sagittarius.
No, she wasn't. She was a person.
No,
who had a birthday. That's all.
I just want to bring her because we shared the same
Have you ever
birthday.
done this when people say, can you read my horoscope? I like to read someone else. I would read you Libra, and you'd be like, that's interesting.
No, it's not true.
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah. No, it totally does.
True. It is
I
not.
mean, it's like the whole thing is to be so general to reach
No,
out
it's
to everyone.
specific when it comes to attributes of your personality.
Yeah, horse. Like,
Sounds like
actual
Moses.
horoscope. I feel like it's proven the moderator's losing her mind. She's like, you're not talking about
Like, we're not talking
projects
about
or
films,
acting.
we're not talking about anything.
No, this is it.
This is
we're going to do
just-
this for 45 more minutes, just so you know. We're about to get into ghosts. Do you think things are haunted? Someone's like, oh, your hotel's haunted. I'm like, nothing's haunted. What does that mean?
Yo, yeah, you and Kieran
Thank you.
Culkin are the same, bro.
Thank you.
He is so that Succession character.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all I
exactly.
hear.
Yeah.
Roman Roy.
Yeah, I know.
Do
God, I
you-
missed that show.
Do you want to know what your horoscope is for today?
No, I've no
I can read it.
I do not.
I got
care.
it. Do you want to do the horoscope?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Podcast.
Well, I want to do a mashup between Ludacris and Baby It's Cold Outside.
What?
Before we go. Who did this? The There I Ruined It guy?
That's right.
Yeah. So the There I Ruined It guy is back. This is Baby It's Cold Outside with Ludacris.
I really can't stay.
Get out the way.
Oh my
I've
God.
got to go away.
Get out the way.
This evening has
Get
been
the back.
Oh my God, this is so
very
bad.
nice.
I have been drinking, so guard your grill.
I ought to say no, no, no.
Here I come, here I go.
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
Get the out of my
Oh my
way.
God.
Can't stay.
Bye bye.
Move. Get out the way.
Move. Get out the way.
Okay, so this version is even worse than the original Baby It's Cold Outside that people have been freaking out over.
Yeah. I like that
Oh,
version.
are we doing this?
I like that. Yeah, I'll clap for that. I like that version. That's fun.
Do,
I love Luda.
do you even know what the original Move Bitch sounds like?
Yeah. I know this song.
From Luda?
Of course I do.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Thank God this is the clean version I found.
I know. Yeah. Right?
Get out the way.
It's a classics. It's a classic.
It works well with Christmas, doesn't it?
It does.
Beautifully.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Podcast.
The tragic cause of death has been released for Aubrey Plaza's husband, Jeff Baina.
So sad.
He died by suicide inside their L.A. home that he and Aubrey shared together. Update after his death on Friday, the L.A. County Coroner Medical Examiner's Office said that the 47-year-old died by hanging in their home. His
Oh, my
body was
God.
discovered by an assistant. They've had the home since 2022. And 5 years ago, Jeff actually wrote a movie inspired by his own family's mental health struggles. So he had been talking about this kind of thing for a very long time. And no other details as far as why, but it's a tragic, tragic story.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Podcast.
Golden Globes last night. Jamie Foxx on the red carpet. So did you watch his special? Did you eventually start watching? You didn't see it where he talks all about his health scare that happened and just how bad it was, because it was bad. But everybody, it was miraculous, especially for show business, because while that whole thing was going on, it was on lockdown. Like nobody knew anything. Like that's why people were saying that like he had died and then maybe he was AI or there was like a new Jamie Foxx replacement, because his family locked it down. And here's Jamie Foxx on the Golden Globes carpet last night talking about that.
I say this all the time. When you dream about what you want to be, you don't dream tragedy. You dream the good things. You dream the greatest life in the world. But when tragedy happens, you need somebody there that really loves you. And so my daughter Annalise Estelle and my daughter Corinne stepped up. And now I use this all the time. I say, Corinne, you turned into Michael Corleone. She was like, what is that? And I said, you don't understand. Like when Michael seen that his dad was in trouble, he stepped up, and she did, man. And there was a lot of pressure on her, but she delivered. She made sure I was good, and then I'm here.
How scared were you at one point?
Very scared, because this doesn't matter. Like I was like, I'm Jamie. And one particular story, this girl in Atlanta, one of my nurses, shout out to her, I won't say her name, but she says, Jamie, you're a 5%er. I said, what does that mean? Less than 5% of people that have what you have walk out of here. But when I saw that it was you, I rolled my sleeves up. I said, well, thank you so much. He says, why are you thanking me? You're not special. I roll my sleeves up for everybody that comes in here.
Oof.
And so when it hits like that, and all of the red carpet and the tux and come on, man. And she said, all of that will get you to that, but right now you're a patient, and I got to get you right.
Damn.
And he's back. Like, I mean, appearance-wise, it seems like he's back to 100%.
Well, because they finished that film, the one that he and Cameron Diaz were shooting when all this went down, and it comes out real soon, I think.
On
right?
Netflix, right?
Yeah. Seth Rogen and Catherine O'Hara last night. You didn't see any of the Golden Globes, right?
No.
So it was kind of interesting because the way that they shot when people were presenting an award is they shot it like sideways, so you could see the
side profile.
Like the people in the back, as opposed to the backdrop of the stage. Like,
Oh.
imagine if you walked to the front of the stage and then turned to your left, and that's where the camera was, right?
Oh, okay, got
it was
it.
odd. It was a very
very close.
It was really close. It was a weird shot. But The Rock was sitting right there. And so everybody who came out acknowledged The Rock. And at one point, Vin Diesel came out and was like, "Hey, Dwayne." Oh. Yeah, beef. right?
Like throwing shots? Like, hey,
And
Dwayne?
it was awkward. It was whatever.
Anyone in the crowd say anything?
And no, it was silent. And then Vin Diesel just did his Vin Diesel thing. But Catherine O'Hara and Seth Rogen came out and did a whole they let them go on and on. Like most of the presenters were out there super quick, but they just let these two go.
Just freestyle?
Just no. I mean, it was scripted, but they gave them a lot of time.
While I'm grateful that I've won a Golden Globe.
And I am very grateful to have been in a thing that has won a Golden Globe.
Oh, shoot.
We're actually both much more acclaimed for our Canadian work.
That's right. Back home, we each have extensive history in award-winning performances.
Yes.
I guess they got stopped at the border.
Exactly. It's stuff you guys haven't heard of. But actually, Catherine won not one, but 2 Golden Antlers for her work as Mama Morissette in the Alanis Morissette story.
Thank you. Yes, very, very intense.
Yes,
I'm
good.
I'm still just letting go.
Yeah.
But what about you and your brave, brave Golden Antler win?
Oh, please be funny. Please be funny.
Your turn as young Ryan
Yes.
in Gosling,
Yeah.
the Ryan Gosling unauthorized biopic.
Thank you. It was unauthorized. But none of these are compared to your gilded Gretzky-winning role in An Otter's Tale.
Thank you.
The story of a woman who rescued an otter's cub and nursed it back to health with her own breast milk.
Wow.
And ever since I was a child, I've wondered how you shot those scenes with that otter.
Painfully.
Yes.
I think the otter was method. And I lost half a nipple. But that led to
But
a
again,
lot
he's
of
got so much time.
So much time. Keep going.
R-rated comedies.
Yes.
And we really cleaned up with Pipeline Polly.
Oh, yes, Pipeline Polly was a great scene. You see, in Canada, we don't have America's puritanical roots, so pornographic films are as lauded as non-pornographic films. I also did a lot of Canadian adult work. Log Riders was great. Sticky Syrup, and of course, the Moose Knuckles trilogy.
Oh my God. Moose Knuckles 2 was a massive hit.
Oh, yes, Moose Knuckles 2, Knuckles Deep. Won
Yo, Shem knows that one.
Canada's most illustrious adult film award, actually.
Wait, you won the Beaver.
We won the Beaver. It actually, we swept the Beavers that year. It was a Beaver, multi-Beaver winning film, yes.
Oh, damn.
Thank you. My mother especially loves Knuckles Deep.
I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I mean, it
The
took
two
a
of them
little.
have a show coming out together on Apple TV.
Yeah, I saw that they got a new show coming out. Anyway,
Jem,
Shogun
you
won
star
everything
in
last night.
Knuckles Part 3.
Part 4.
Part
4.
Oh,
When's that come out?
2026.
2020. Oh, so it's
excited.
new?
It hasn't shot yet?
You did that while working here? This was supposed to be like stuff you did in your past, man. I don't want to know you're doing
Make that
Knuckles
bag,
Deep
Shem.
while working on the show.
How do you think I got the job?
Anyway, Shogun won pretty much everything last night.
Oh,
As
yeah?
far as the acting categories. Yeah. Did you see Shogun at all?
Nah,
You
no,
didn't
no,
see
no, no,
Shogun. No.
My parents loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many seasons?
Just one. Just one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's a lot of subtitles, right? It's a lot of subtitles. Which is fine, but it's the show that frustrated me because there is one American guy in the show, right? So when he's not on screen and he's with all the sort of Japanese samurai, he speaks English and there's like a translator there. And I'm like, okay, cool, right? But as the show goes on, the Japanese don't start learning English. He starts learning Japanese. So the one guy who speaks English in the beginning of the show, by the end of the season, is only speaking Japanese.
Well, yeah,
so the
because
whole
that's his
thing
new crew.
becomes,
He's got to fit in.
bro, I understand
Don't
that
you know
part
the
of it.
Shogun way?
Oh, stop it.
Bro, you're not from the streets.
The Shogun streets?
Yeah.
Bro, come on. Stop
No,
it.
knuckles deep.
It's a
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
How would you rate 2024 on a scale of 1 to 10, Mocha? With 1 being like terrible and 10 being awesome.
Like for personally or for the world?
Just for you.
Like a
How would you?
6.
Like a 6, huh? Yeah.
AI got me tripping, bro.
They asked AI what?
Got me tripping.
Why?
Because I don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough. But most people, the average was 6.1.
Yeah,
Came back from this poll. So 14% of people gave it a 9 or a 10. Weirdos. 23% of people gave it less than a 5, including 5% of people who gave 2024 a 1. However, 41% of people say that their life will be better this year. So a lot of people looking forward to 2025. But yeah, 6 was the average.
That makes sense, though.
6.1 was the average. When I'm trying to think of when was the last great year that you can remember?
Oh, like any of the Obama years.
Like 2018?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
2018 was a great year, right? I remember 2018 was like a dynamite year. It was before COVID, before the world went crazy.
Yeah.
There were still great memes, and people were still remixing the news.
Yeah.
True,
right?
Those were good.
18,
Last year was a great year for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, last year wasn't a good year.
You can still say no homo and not be like, chastised for it.
Yeah.
Like those days?
Yeah.
Or like when people used to remix the news?
Yes,
Right?
that's what
hide your kids, hide your wife.
Right.
Right?
You know that was I watched a lot of Pop Culture Jeopardy over the holidays. Colin Jost hosts it.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
I like him.
He's really good. The questions are terrible. They're so long-winded and convoluted that you don't even know what they're asking. But anyway, so it's Pop Culture Jeopardy, and hide your kids, hide your wife was a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Yeah, and I think like they had to say, what is hide your kids, hide your wife?
Yeah.
They didn't play a clip?
It's crazy. Anyway,
now,
so no, you can't do that now.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Golden Globes last night. Where are we here? Brutalist won, Amelia Perez won, Adrian Brody won, a lot of stuff. But one of the big standouts was Demi Moore, who there was 2 big stories going into the Golden Globes for women in acting. One was Demi Moore, who had never won anything for acting, and then Pamela Anderson, who was like nominated for a Golden Globe for like this super dramatic performance in The Last Showgirl. And so everybody was kind of like, oh my God, it was really great to see Pamela Anderson and Demi Moore sort of like at that level. And Demi Moore won for The Substance, which you still haven't seen yet, right? That's the one where she's an aging fitness superstar, and then she is getting pushed out because of her age, and she finds this company that will give her a substance, and then in the middle of the night, like a beautiful younger version of her climbs out of her back.
Oh, so spoiler alert.
And then lives her life for a week.
Climbs out of her back?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's wild.
Like her back?
It's a wild movie. Yes, and then once she climbs out, she has to sew her back up and then hook her up to a machine that feeds her. And then the next week, Demi Moore comes back to life and then has to like hook this girl up and feed her. So they split their life between the young version and the older version.
I'm going to say pass.
No, bro, it's so bonkers. This movie is so crazy
To be honest,
good.
you just got the whole movie narrated, so you're fine.
No, this happens in like the first 15 minutes.
Her coming out of her back?
Good. Yes, you are good. Anyway, here's Demi Moore. She finally won.
I'm just in shock right now. I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years. And this is the first time I've ever won anything as an actor. And I'm just so humbled and so grateful. 30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress. And at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have, that I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in, and I believed that. And that corroded me over time to the point where I thought a few years ago that maybe this was it. Maybe I was complete. Maybe I've done what I was supposed to do. And as I was at kind of a low point, I had this magical, bold, courageous, out of the box, absolutely bonkers script come across my desk.
Yeah.
Called The Substance. And the universe told me that you're not done. And I'll just leave you with one thing that I think this movie is imparting is in those moments when we don't think we're smart enough or pretty enough or skinny enough or successful enough or basically just not enough. I had a woman say to me, just know you will never be enough, but you can know the value of your worth if you just put down the measuring stick. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Great line. Good
Right,
for you, Demi
right.
Moore.
Here, come here for a second, Mocha. Let me show you one picture from The Substance.
Do I
Just
have
one
to?
picture. Just one picture. Just one picture.
I thought you were going to say something about the measuring stick for a second.
No.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
damn.
bring your measuring stick, Mocha. Get on over here. Here's one picture. Here's one picture from The Substance.
Oh my God! I'm not watching that. Ew,
Bro, I'm telling you,
no.
I said it when I saw it. The Substance, my favorite movie of the year.
No, you are
My
sick,
favorite
man.
movie of the year.
Bruh. I'm not watching that.
Do you want to see one more picture?
No.
Come on, one more. Bring your measuring stick. Come on, one more picture. One more picture. One more picture.
Stop getting so
Okay.
excited, Sham.
One more picture. All right, just one more.
Man.
Yeah, this is also from The Substance. I'm telling you, watch that movie and watch it with your wife. She'll love it.
Guys, don't Google any images from that movie. I'm not watching that. No, that's.
Congratulations to me more, though. Hey.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hey, it's Ron Zamoka. Who's this?
Hey, Mocha, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Why are you wimping out on The Substance?
Why? What?
Why are you wimping
Why
out
are
on
you
The
wimping
Substance?
out on The Substance?
No, I saw enough of it on Roz's computer. That sounded weird, but.
No. Trust me. That movie is amazing.
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
It's so
don't
good.
know.
In the beginning, I thought it was a little off.
Yeah.
When I first
honestly,
when you
dude,
start-
I know.
When you get into it, you can't take your eyes off that movie.
Bro, I know. You can't even entice it with Demi Moore's naked in it because it's not even like sexy.
Bro, you
right?
showed me.
Right?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But that movie was crazy.
Where is it? Is that Netflix,
I don't know.
Prime?
I don't
like,
know.
where?
You'll find it.
Apple? Where do I watch it?
Yeah, I think
Believe
like
it or not,
Apple.
it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Is it? I don't know, dude. Anyway,
I'm not watching that with my wife, though.
She will love it.
No, she won't.
Yes, she will.
Yes, your wife will love it. Trust me.
100%.
My wife does not like gross movies. She watches
Jenna will love it. You will hate it. Jenna will love it.
Are you guys trolling me right now?
No. Catherine, I told Catherine what it was, and she was like, "Well," and then she watched it, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And then she let Roxy watch the last 15 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Cheesecake? Did your girl watch this movie?
Hell no.
No? Okay,
This
so you
stuff?
watch it solo?
No. Yeah, I watched it by myself. Yeah.
Maria, did you watch
Yeah.
it?
I did not, but my sister did.
Uh-huh.
And we were watching the Golden Globes last night before I went to bed, and she's like, this movie was amazing. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it.
Did your mom watch it?
My parents did too, yeah. I'm the only one who hasn't seen it.
Have you watched it with Matthew Maury?
I have.
With Matthew?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Did he get grossed out?
Very much so.
Yeah. All right, man. It's not going to happen though. He's not going to watch it.
I know he's a wimp.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, we clap him.
But Mocha, you are my favorite.
Okay. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
You're my favorite.
Hey, down.
Yeah.
Later, dude.
All right, bye, guys.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hey, has Trudeau resigned yet? That's a big story today. Apparently, it may happen today. It may happen today. The Globe and Mail reported that Trudeau was expected to announce as early as today that he would quit as leader of the Liberal Party after 9 years in office before the big emergency Liberal caucus meeting goes down on Wednesday. As we know, an increasing number of Liberal parliamentarians have publicly urged Trudeau to quit. It remains unclear whether He will leave immediately or stay on as prime minister until a new leader, or there's going to be an interim leader and they're going to call an election, or maybe not. And then if they don't do that, then the Liberal Party has to do their thing and then spend months finding an actual new leader. Meanwhile, everything is in chaos. And the only thing that they need to do more than anything else right now is somebody needs to start dealing with Donald Trump because he's going to be president in like 15 days or 14 days or whatever it is. And they got a lot of business to take care of. And you can't be sticking around, just sitting here with our thumbs up our bums, waiting for the Liberal Party to figure out what they're going to do. Like, you got to, nobody leading the country. There's going to be nobody there.
Doesn't Pierre Poilievre want to do that?
But you got to have an election first. That's the whole thing.
Will Trudeau have to leave the house right away, or does he get like a...
I don't even think he's lived in that house. He hasn't lived. No, because remember when he moved in, he was like, this place is a dump. And then he never lived there. Because I guess it is a dump. I guess nobody took care of that place that the prime minister's got to live in.
You should go on one of them Reno shows.
Yeah. Well,
Scott McGilvery.
Don't you remember when all those guys did, Brian Baumler and everybody else, but because it's like I'm not going to say it's a crown court because it's not, but because the government is paying, they had pegged the renovations for that house at something ridiculous like $35 million.
Oh my God.
And all the HGTV guys like McGilvery and Baumler were like, yo, we could do it for a whole lot less than 35 mil. But if you want to give us 35 mil, and they're like, no. So yeah, I don't think I don't think he ever lived there. Ever.
Nice hair though.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Golden Globes last night, what a weirdo show. So the New York Post said this, quote, for better or for worse, this had to be the most eccentric list of film winners at any major award show ever held on American soil. It was like being at Cannes, only with more deodorant. However, the saving grace of this show was Nikki Glaser was incredible. And if you don't know her, because she does all the big roasts and everything else, but she really walked a great line last night. She wasn't too offensive. She took shots, but she didn't take anybody down. Like, she was flawless last night.
She was as good as Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
I fully agree. I fully agree. So here's a little bit of Nikki. Give me number 10 or number 9.
Wicked, queer, night bitch. These are not just words Ben Affleck yells after he orgasms. These are some of the incredible movies nominated tonight.
Damn, Nikki.
The Bear, The Penguin, Baby Reindeer. These are not just things found in RFK's freezer. These are TV shows nominated tonight. And what a night. I look out and I see some of the hardest working actors in show business. And by that I mean your servers. Yes. Yes, give it up.
Wow.
They'll be bringing you your cocktails to drink and your food that you'll look at.
Wow.
That you'll look at.
Here is Nikki. There wasn't a lot of politics in her routine, but there was this.
Zendaya is here. Zendaya, you were incredible in Dune. Oh my God, I woke up for all of your scenes. You were so good.
Yo, she's good.
And Challengers, girl, oh my God, it was so good. I mean, that movie was more sexually charged than Diddy's credit card. I mean, seriously. Oh, no, I know, I'm sorry. I'm upset too. The after party's not going to be as good this year, but we have to move on. Yeah. I know Stanley Tucci Freak-Off just doesn't have the same ring to it, but no baby oil this year, just lots of olive oil, okay?
Tucci's like, yo, bad.
Stanley didn't know whether to laugh or not.
Yeah, you could tell he was a little confused in that moment.
But the best was she's going after, she starts talking to Timothée Chalamet and goofing on his name. And then Adam Sandler gets dragged into the whole thing. This was like one of the best moments of the entire night.
Actually, your name sounds like something Adam Sandler would say. You know, Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet. Oh, yes, Timothée Chalamet. I think Sandler's here. Sandler, can I get a Chalamet?
Hey, Chalamet!
Oh, hey! A good Chalamet to you, sir. A Chalamet to you.
Oh, that's good.
Bro, she was so good. Like, she was great.
I love that.
We talked about this earlier, but I want to get your thoughts on it, which was The Rock was seated right at the front, so anytime a presenter came out, they were standing right in front of Dwayne Johnson, whose head was very red and wet, by the way. It was very, I don't know if you saw it. He was like very red and very wet. But so Vin Diesel and The Rock, we know they have had a massive history of just beefing and everything else, right?
It's like me and Shem.
Yeah. So Vin Diesel walks out. Was this shade or was he making light? Was he what you let me know your feelings after this.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yo, that's straight up shade. Are you kidding?
That's sizing him up.
The way he said it too. Hey,
yeah.
Like
That
look
was
at
a
me,
deep voice.
Yeah, like I'm on the stage and you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock smiled and nodded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's he gonna do? Get up there and
Yeah. He's
Throw
always
people's elbow?
Yeah, because he's got to be the bigger guy, right? The Rock has the one that has more to lose.
Hey, Dwayne.
Like, yo, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? It's on site at the Golden Globes.
Wow.
Hey, Dwayne.
Especially because everybody else on stage was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Dwayne Johnson is right there.
Yeah.
Like everybody was referencing The Rock at the Golden Globes.
Bro, Vin
Everybody.
Diesel trying to make a statement.
Hey, Dwayne.
Honestly, I can hear him say that all the time.
Good. Damn. So do you like Vin Diesel?
I like his voice.
But you
like-
but you like what what it comes out of?
No, I just the voice.
Oh, okay. But you know what it comes out of.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Dwayne.
Right, Shem?
Wait a second,
It
Maria.
doesn't matter, Shem.
Did you fall in love with that voice from when you were a kid and saw Iron Giant?
What's Iron Giant?
Oh, okay.
Damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Monday Night Raw, WWE made its debut on Netflix last night.
Woo, baby.
It made a lot of news, too. There was a lot. It's been so long since I've seen this much news from a WWE television broadcast, but like everybody was talking about it today.
Bro, it looked like a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like a WrestleMania.
I mean, but is
Yeah.
that too much of a precedent to sort of set out of the gate? Because they're not all going to look like that, right?
No.
You got to kind of go big with that first one. But the big story was that they brought out Hulk Hogan and he got booed. But before I play the Hulk Hogan clip for you, I want to play two of the other big names that came out, which was The Rock and John Cena. So when The Rock came out, grabbed the mic, said a few words, everybody loved him.
Of course.
I hear you.
Wow.
Years ago, when The Rock was a little rock, little pebble, and I used to travel these highways all across this country with my dad, WWE Hall of Famer. He's in heaven now, the soul man, Rocky Johnson.
Like, he was getting so much love last night, even when his music hit, like...
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like...
Crazy. And, of course, John Cena, who's doing his farewell tour. John Cena got the place popping, too.
I want to be a part of tonight.
Wow.
Speaking of, the hits keep coming.
Wow.
Like bonkers.
Crazy. And then...
Bro, hold on, real quick, though.
Yeah.
I'm watching this broadcast last night, right? And because it's on Netflix, like, they weren't saying the F word or anything.
Yeah, were they close?
Like, there's some, like...
But they
some
could,
risky,
though, if they wanted to.
They could, very
risky
much.
language.
But it's still the audience, though. You don't worry about what you're allowed
and then
to
Travis
say.
Scott came out with one of the other wrestlers, and Travis Scott was smoking a big fat blunt.
Jesus.
Like, it was amazing.
So then they thought it would be a good idea to bring back the legend, Hulk Hogan, and this is the reception he got.
Greatest part of my life was being part of this great WWE, guys.
Oh.
You know, I've had all kind of tag team partners over the years, but you, the fans, have been my greatest tag team partner because you guys have stuck with me through thick and thin, dudes.
Okay.
Why? Can I ask why?
Yeah, well, I mean, he showed up at the Trump rally, right? But this is the problem. If you're going to bring Hogan out on the Netflix show, don't bring him out when the show is in Los Angeles. No. You bring Hogan out when it's in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
of course.
Right? Because
you have to go to a red state.
He was carrying a big American flag, right? It was like it's not his. He lives in Florida. Bring it Florida. Do the show in Miami.
I agree.
Oh,
he's out there making
Because
America
I thought
great
he
again.
was like a legend in
He is.
everyone's eyes. So
He
for the
is,
booze, I
but-
was shocked.
No, it's Los Angeles.
I don't
though.
think he
LA.
heard the booze. On his Instagram, he thinks it went well. So.
I think he just has to say that.
Believe me, he heard the booze.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was WWE Raw on Netflix. Big deal. I like that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, Ranker did a list of the greatest boy bands of all time. So, Mocha, I want to give you a shot at what you feel the top 5 should be greatest boy bands of all time. Out of in any order, just start naming the greatest boy bands of all time.
Okay. New
Yeah.
Kids on the Block.
Yes.
Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
One Direction.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
NSYNC.
Yes.
The Beatles.
No, they're not a boy band.
Okay.
They're basically a boy band.
No, they played instruments and wrote their own songs.
Oh.
So do other boys.
No, they don't.
I'm not going to go there. Honestly, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight right now.
Who?
You.
No. Name one.
I'm typing.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me Google
No,
this.
the Jonas Brothers all play instruments. One Direction also played the piano. Some of them.
Okay.
Some of them.
Okay.
One of them plays the piano.
Anyway, let's not try
Okay.
and make that a
Was I
thing.
right with any of my answers?
You nailed 4, but it's the elusive 5. Because the big 4, One Direction, New Kids, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, right? I'm just saying that if you're going off the top of your head without having to dig too deep, right? Okay, so what's number 5 then?
Who else?
What's number 5?
Shem? Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boys to Men is number 5.
Yeah, got it.
And then Jackson 5 is number 6.
Oh,
wow.
wait a minute.
Yo,
wait
Jackson
a minute.
5 got
Number
beat out by,
6.
Number 6.
by all of them?
But Jackson
But are
5
they
got
a
beat
boy
out by
band?
One Direction.
Yeah,
Absolutely not. No.
One Direction will always be. They should be number 1.
Jonas Brothers were down at number 8.
Rude.
98 Degrees, number 11.
Underrated.
New Edition
you know
at
what,
number
Shem?
13.
I agree.
Where's Menudo?
They're not on there, Maury. Not on there.
98 Degrees is so underrated.
Well, down with Webster.
O-Town down at 18.
You know, I was going to make a joke about O-Town, but
They're on the list.
They're on the list. Yeah.
I mean, 18, right?
What's the
Hanson
one?
at number 15. What?
I don't know half these boy
What's
bands.
the one Robbie Williams was in?
They're on there. They're
Weren't
on
they
there.
called
Take
Take-
that.
yeah, Take
That.
They're top 10. They're
Take
number
That.
9. Yeah.
Hold up a
So
second.
Backstreet Boys is number 1.
As it should
Backstreet Boys number 1, NSYNC number 2, New Kids number 3, 1D number 4, Boys to Men number 5. That's your top 5.
Yo, you remember this one, Shem?
What?
98 Degrees, the hardest thing?
Yo.
Shut up. Yo, boss.
Okay, enough of this. I got more stuff I got to do.
What? You
Can you play One Direction?
No, I got other stuff
After
I
the
got to
news,
do.
at
No,
least?
I got other stuff I got to do. We can figure that out
I
later.
shouldn't be here.
This is terrible. What song is this?
Bro, this is the hardest thing.
Can I make a song request for the people?
No, we're not doing that in the news. Stop.
I said after the news.
No. This is a terrible song.
Yeah.
It's Shum's favorite 98 Degrees song, The Hardest Thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what else?
We'll move mountains to make a wiener joke on this show.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Nikki Glazer was talking to Howard Stern the day after on the Golden Globes, so this was yesterday. She went through a bunch of the jokes that got cut that she didn't get a chance to do, so let me read a few of them for you here. One joke that got cut was she was looking at the crowd and she was going to say, "This is the last time all of you will be in the same room together until the Diddy trial."
Oh, no!
Conclave, that movie about the picking the new pope. She goes, "I loved Conclave. It's about choosing a new pope. It's heartwarming. It'll touch you so much that the church will have to move it to another theater."
Shem, you know you want to laugh, but you can't. You can't,
laugh.
bro.
Here's Ben Affleck.
Look at
Just like, oh, there's more. There's more. Her writers were so good. She goes, "Here's Ben Affleck. I can't wait to see what Jennifer you ruined next." Oh, no! But my absolute favorite one was Timothy Chalamet took lessons in guitar, dialect, movement, and vocals to become Bob Dylan. Well, Bob Dylan became Bob Dylan the old-fashioned way, heroin and autism.
Oh. Oh my. I am shook.
She also said that so Gerard, remember when Jared Carmichael hosted 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. So he apparently made $500,000 to do the show. And then I guess Joe Coy got around the same. And Nikki said that she got less than that, but she's okay with that because she's going to ask for more next year. Yes. And the story is they are probably going to ask her to come back again next year because
awesome.
Because she was so amazing.
Not
so
probably, they are.
Yeah, she'll get the gig next year.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jeremy Strong at the Golden Globes the other night from Succession with the green suit and the matching green velvet bucket hat. So the bucket hat,
he is the eldest boy.
The bucket hat is finally been explained, which is he's shooting the Deliver Me From Nowhere, the Bruce Springsteen movie with Jeremy Allen White, and he had to return to set the next day. And Jeremy Strong is like super method, we know that. And apparently he's playing Springsteen's longtime manager John Landau in the movie, and John Landau has really, really thinning hair. Right?
Okay.
And always has. So I guess they did that. It's not like a piece he's wearing, but he actually like super messed up his hair to play this guy. And somebody who
never heard of
knows
wigs?
somebody knows who's going on. They said that Jeremy's hair looks insane right now because he's filming that movie.
It's diabolical. What did him grow back?
That was the reason for the bucket hat was to cover up the mess that's going on up there.
Poor guy.
So
Now it makes sense.
But what if it doesn't grow back, guys?
Yeah.
I guess minoxidil will be his best friend.
I know.
What happens? It's not going to grow back. Maury, what do you do?
Oh,
damn.
Ring 911. Cry.
You know what? I did like the outfit on him. I think it looked good. When I saw him on the carpet, I said, "Who's the idiot in the bucket hat?" And now it makes sense.
It's not Justin Bieber.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to play you this clip of a rapper named Too Low who was doing his podcast. And I guess one of the guys on the podcast reached into his pocket to get something and shot his own gun.
What?
And choices we got in life, those were your choices. Who shot who?
Oh, no.
Somebody got shot?
Lo, you good, Lo?
I hope. Y'all good? Only on the dirty third, one-on-one with Mike D. I thought my shot me. Everybody good? Damn, everybody good? I hope.
I hope. God. No, there was like no concern whatsoever.
Zero.
Like when that shot popped off.
And choices we got in life, those were your choices. Who shot who?
Who shot who?
Also, what was he saying or singing?
Who shot who?
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Only on the dirty third, one-on-one with Mike D. I thought my shot me.
You notice, though,
What's happening?
the most telling part of all of this is Too Low, the guy who's hosting the show. After the gun went off, he doesn't even move away from his microphone.
No. It's like, who got shot? Who shot who?
Who shot who?
Me.
Man, you got to be used. You got to be some kind of used to
Zero
hearing guns
concern
go off.
whatsoever. Like nobody ran.
No. And then he would have been like, "Okay, who shot who? What?
Yeah, guys, we got 45 more minutes to record here.
Yeah, not mad. What are you doing, bringing the gun in? There's like nothing. It was who shot who.
Everybody good? Damn, everybody good?
Yep.
I hope.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kristen Cavallari was on Bunny XO's, Jelly Roll's wife's podcast talking about Morgan Wallen and how Morgan Wallen was the first guy to do what to her? The first guy to do what? Here's the clip.
Oh, sing to her.
No.
Oh,
he's been with every woman on the planet. I'll be honest with you. Morgan was the first guy in my entire life that wasn't like just completely enamored with me. It really threw me.
Well, it's probably because he has 20 other girlfriends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love having the upper hand. And I feel like with him, I didn't have the upper hand. He was good and bad.
Yeah. You know, Morgan's going to be hitting up Jay like, can you please tell your wife to never talk about me on her podcast again?
Only for you, buddy. Only for you.
Wow.
Wow.
The first man to ever reject Kristen Cavallari. The
I like
first
her, man.
man.
I used to watch that show, her reality show with
Very Cavallari?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, her well, that too.
Her
yeah.
and the 24-year-old broke up, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they were.
Yeah, he's Mark something.
Enough!
Gorgeous man.
Oh my
They were
God.
together for
Sorry.
what? Like a couple months?
Listen, Morgan
Stop!
Wallen and that guy,
Guys,
well
you
done,
gotta
Kristen
stop doing this.
Cavallari.
I can't have this kind of nonsense
I
going on
saved
during the
pictures
news.
of him.
Yeah.
I just can't. I won't stand for it.
Why?
I won't stand for
Sorry,
the
what
news
are you
getting
saying?
hijacked every day.
It's
What
not
are you talking about?
hijacked.
It's hijacked. Stop hijacking the news.
This is a conversation.
No, it's not. It's not your
Agreed.
conversation.
Sorry,
I'm doing
my
the
bad.
news.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
brought it
sir.
up.
I don't want to talk. I have a full conversation.
You brought
about
up Kristen
Kristen Cavallari.
Cavallari.
Yeah, because she got curved by Morgan Wallen. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't
And
want to
me
know the
and everybody
history
else.
of when everybody started watching Kristen Cavallari.
No, we're talking about his
Not
hot,
the
her
place.
hot boyfriend.
I don't want to
Mark
talk about her
Estes,
hot
that's his
boyfriend.
last name, or SD something. I don't know.
The show's not on anymore, right? After her and
STD?
Jay
What's his
Cutler
name?
got divorced?
His name's
it's-
STD?
No, it's like it starts with an E.
You're-
I think
you
I just
think-
messed this up.
You're in love with a guy named STD?
Great.
Oh, no.
No.
Isn't that what you just said?
No.
Breaking
Mark
news.
S something.
Hold on now.
Estes.
Hold on.
No.
Maria has an STD.
Wow.
Oh
Isn't
that what you just said?
No.
Isn't that what you just said?
What the hell is going on right now? Okay, cut the news.
You gonna interrupt me again?
No, I promise.
Maria,
I don't have an STD, and I
just so
don't
you
like
know-
guys with STDs.
I don't know.
Just so you know,
I
Maria,
don't know.
your dad just texted the Razamoka line. He wants you to call him.
Yeah. Also, he said bring over home your own towels.
Oh, no.
We're not sharing in this house anymore.
Hide in a hole today.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Post Malone. I don't know. He looks clean to me. Post Malone, apparently, on Christmas Eve, he was at a bar where he and his friends were drinking until 2 a.m. on Christmas Eve. And
Bro, you shouldn't be with your family.
somebody picked up the tab for him, and I guess Post still wanted to tip the bartender, who was a single mom who homeschools her kids, really going through it, and he was in this bar with Shabuzi. And I guess he went up to leave a tip, and he left her $20,000.
Wow. Good
Right?
for him.
Wow.
Love you, Post.
That's
Love
a
you
good-
for that.
that's a good tip.
He's such a good dude, right?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau out in front of Rideau Cottage yesterday morning at around 11 a.m. had this to say to the Canada.
So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the president of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
So the party's a mess. And now we all have to sit around and wait for them to get their stuff together and find a new leader. I don't know who wants that job. And then an election's going to happen, I guess. And then whoever
How
they
soon
run.
do they call that?
The election? Well, this is, I think that, I don't even think they're going to make a decision on a leader until the end of March is when I think that's going to like really start. And then so after that, and then maybe they go back into Parliament and then they call another no confidence vote. And if the
So everything is paused till March?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to take a while. Months.
Is it
months.
March 24th or something?
Yeah. Well, that's not like that's not the end date, right? And then you got to get everybody back together. They gotta wait for a day where they can call a vote of no confidence.
But who's next in line?
And then the NDP's got to get their heads out of their butts and vote
Okay,
finally
like, you know, in the state-
for no confidence.
I don't know.
And then
Like, you know,
and then
okay,
you have an
in the
election.
States, right? You
Yeah.
got your president, your vice president.
Yes.
Something happens to the president, VP steps up.
Right.
Takes control.
Right.
The president's gone.
It's a-
Prime
it's a-
minister.
Yes. Well,
So
because
who's next?
Well, because you're not like an elected prime minister. You're the leader of a party, right? Like nobody runs to be prime minister. You are running as the leader of that party, and then the people elect that party, right? So it's not like there's a number two waiting. There has been in the past when a prime minister stepped aside, and then they just put somebody in the interim, and then the party will have their thing. They could have done that, but if they do that, there's going to be an election right away, and whoever that sucker is that goes in and takes that job is going to get absolutely demolished. And who wants that on their record? That's Kim Campbell all over again, right? So we just now have to wait until they sort out their sort of internal dealings with the party, and then maybe you get an election before the fall. Maybe you don't. I don't even know.
Great.
But it's a mess.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you about this gym in New York. So, you know biohackers? You ever see these guys online? Like there's the real super famous guy, the tech billionaire, Brian Johnson, who went viral because he used his own son's blood in transfusions to slow his aging process.
There's a new documentary
right?
about him.
Yeah, like super wild, right?
Okay.
Like these biohackers. So there's a gym in New York City dedicated to these biohackers, okay?
Okay.
And it's where basically these guys, they use scientific methods to essentially hold back like the aging process to improve their chances of like living to 100. They take it seriously. So the place is called Continuum. It's not extreme in the sense of like blood transfusions, but they limit the membership to 250 members. The gym is for the super ultra rich. It puts new members through dozens of tests, like having their aerobic threshold tested, resting heart rate, cell health, gut health, brain chemistry, REM sleep cycles, their toxic load analyzed. I got to send Maury for that test. He's my toxic load. The gym offers hyperbolic chambers, cold plunges, float rooms, physical therapy, IV vitamin drips, red light therapies. They also have daily curated menus, a full bar, private workspaces, and nap pods. All this for the low membership price of $10,000 a month.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks, but no thanks.
$10,000 a month.
I'm good with my Peloton.
Works out to be like $300 a day, roughly.
No.
For a gym membership.
No.
$10,000 a month. No, you're not down with that?
No.
No? All right.
I don't think anybody in this room is. Would any of you guys do it?
No.
For less, maybe less.
Like how much less?
Yeah.
Like $50 a month?
Yeah, but no, this is
Listen to what you're getting though.
$10,000 a month, and they have like all like super high end employees, like their doctors.
There's a
and
lot
their
of those
physio
in New York.
guys and stuff like that. $10,000.
Nah.
And well, they're like private clubs, right? They have ones like I went into one in New York last time I was there. There was like 2 bars, a restaurant, a rooftop patio, a whole gym, like a library. Like this thing was like a whole building.
Oh no, but this isn't like a social club. This isn't like the Soho House. This is just a gym.
Oh no.
Like it's just a gym. Like that's all it is. You're not down with that. No, okay, cool.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Apparently Hulk Hogan was furious after they booed him on Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Nobody likes to get booed.
Like furious.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, I know. Cassidy Hayes of bodyslam.net revealed that when, first of all, he said that he was talking about how much trouble Hogan had walking out. So like,
because
he's knees and he's 72.
Yeah.
And he's taking too many hits and he's got that bad back and everything else, right?
Everything in his body he's had replaced.
Yeah, and I think that the headline in the story that he wrote was old blonde man gets booed out of building.
Oh no! Yo, I got disrespect, man. That changed the industry.
And then he said that Hulk walked back so mad. Amazing job, Los Angeles. So apparently Hogan was pissed.
What you gonna do, brother?
Pissed.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jelly Roll. I got to play this Jelly Roll clip. So when he got off tour, the one thing he did was he bought like a bunch of land in. I think Tennessee, right?
Okay.
I think that's where it was. But he bought like a sort of mini farm kind of thing, like a farm.
Love it.
And he and his wife wanted to like populate it with some animals, but they did the cutest thing ever because they're only buying like miniature animals, right? So they got 3 miniature cows.
Yeah.
Right. And I think one of them is called like S'mores, and one of them they have like the most adorable names. And then he wanted to get a donkey, but you can also get mini donkeys.
Amazing.
And if you've never seen a mini donkey, they are are adorable.
Yeah.
Kind of wild, but still adorable. And here is Bunny introducing Jelly to his brand new donkey.
The donkey's here?
Daddy, your donkey's
I
here.
won't believe it till I see it.
Ravishing.
First impressions last a lifetime. It's my first time seeing donkeys.
Do you have any words before you meet your donkey?
I'm excited. The donkey's gonna love me. We're gonna be friends forever.
Do you want to send him a message?
To your future donkey, I loved you from day one. There's no way he's standing up right now. He's laying down.
Standing up, baby.
No, I'm telling you, he's laying down.
No, he's standing up.
That donkey's not that small.
He's that small. He's a mini
Oh,
donkey.
this is the best donkey ever. Oh my God, he's standing up. What's up, donkey? Donkey.
Hi, baby.
Donkey. Come on, donkey. Oh, look at dude. Oh, he's a little show donkey. Look at him strutting.
Oh my gosh, he is so cute. How are you feeling right now?
I'm worried. He's a wild donkey. Look, they're struggling. I mean, he's a stubborn. They're struggling to get him in the fence. Oh, I love the little donkey. His little white nose.
Yo,
And
I
it's so
love
cute.
Jelly
Adorable.
Roll.
Yeah.
I want a miniature donkey.
They're
now.
adorable, man.
Do you guys think that Jelly and Bunny have been approached by any networks or a production company to do a reality show?
Yeah.
I think the two of them would be amazing on a show together.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, but also I think that what they're doing right now makes more sense.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Like she's really good at social, and her podcast is doing well, and he can just jump up and go on tour whenever he wants to, and yeah, I think they're doing well on their own. I don't.
Like, you remember when
I don't
Ice-T
know,
and Coco had their reality show?
Yeah, but that was back when reality TV was reality TV, though.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, they
Right?
may have filmed something while he was on tour, like a behind the scenes thing. we don't know.
Yeah. They may have done. They may have
Anyway,
done that.
I love this.
But like,
I love this.
but like, because are there any sort of those shows don't exist anymore, right? Like, like Real Housewives is still on, and Vanderpump, but it's all so scripted
Sure.
and it's so planned out that the days of finding an endearing couple. Like these two and
Like Honey Boo Boo's for parents?
yeah,
Mama June and Sugar
yeah,
Bear?
yeah. Like those days are over. Unless you have like 19 children, right? Or whatever. But I think that I don't
John
know
and
if
Kate
there's
plus
a-
8, that's like amateur hour.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a platform for a
Yes.
show with Jelly and Bonnie. What were you saying, Shao?
No, I was going to say that, like, right now, Ratchet television sells, right? Like, nobody wants to see anything wholesome. It just doesn't sell in the same way anymore.
Yeah. I'm sort of. I don't want them ruined by
I
that.
guess.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fair.
Like I don't want, because what happens when you sort of manufacture drama is that's when people start picking them apart, and I don't want the backlash to happen against Jelly Roll and Bunny the same way it happens against every single couple who has ever decided to do a reality show.
Yeah.
The backlash happens.
Like the ultimatum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
That's so true.
always happens.
Donkey.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
David Schwimmer from Friends was doing an interview on Good Morning America, and there's so many classic lines from Friends. We were on a break.
Christmas armadillo.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
And David Schwimmer talking about the one thing that has followed him around for years.
I get a lot of random people shouting pivot at me, which sometimes is startling, but also it's just a reminder that the series lives on, which is good.
Here we go. Pivot. Pivot.
So good.
You know what's fun is that you were the one that reintroduced me to that, because I watched that episode, because I watched Friends when it was on in its original run, and I've never seen them again after that.
Yeah.
But that pivot episode was just like, it was in and out. Like it never stuck with me until I started working with you, and you said pivot one day, because I said pivot one day, and then you went pivot, and I was like, what are you doing?
Friends, man.
Friends, and I had no
Best show
idea.
in the world.
And I had to go back and rewatch it because I didn't understand the reference of pivot.
That's the one thing when Friends went on tour, the experience where you can go and see the costumes and stuff, they had the couch and you can go in and take a picture doing the pivot scene.
That's amazing.
Pivot.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Authorities in Southern California have ordered 30,000 residents to evacuate yesterday as that fire is ripping through the Pacific Palisades neighborhood.
Crazy.
Made worse by the ferocious windstorm that they're getting out there. This thing went from 300 acres to 3,000 acres like that.
Didn't they just have wildfires last year?
Yeah, but this is like a residential neighborhood. Like,
Oh, shoot.
Like oftentimes they're up in like the hills and the mountains. And when you get up to like Malibu and stuff like that, like the houses are spread out. This is it's a neighborhood. They're big giant houses, but it's a neighborhood. So with the winds being 80 to 105 miles an hour, this is pretty much like it's a hurricane of fire. Right? Like when you see those hurricane winds down in Florida where it's all rain and wind and everything else, they're getting those winds, but only it's fire.
That's scary, man.
So in this neighborhood, Kawhi Leonard, Ben Affleck, Tom Hanks, James Woods, Eugene Levy, they all live in this same neighborhood in the Palisades. And Steve Guttenberg stayed and was moving cars so emergency vehicles could get in, because what was happening is people were evacuating and they were ditching their cars to sort of go the rest of the way on foot because of the traffic, but they were just leaving their cars in the middle of the road. So Guttenberg was out there trying to move cars. So here is, remember Guttenberg from Police Academy?
Yeah.
Here's Steve Guttenberg.
There are people stuck up there. So we're trying to clear Palisade Drive, and I'm walking up there as far as I can, moving cars. But people leave, they don't take their keys with them as if it's a parking lot. There are families up there. There are pets up there. There are people who really need help. You know, we've got a huge fire up there. We got huge winds right now. And it's really important for people to help each other. It's really important for everybody to band together. And don't worry about your personal property. Just get out. Get your loved ones and get out. I have friends up there that can't get out right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to
And
hear that.
they've been given evacuation orders. If you leave your car anywhere during a fire, make sure key in the car so guys like me can move the car.
Wow.
So that's what they're saying, is that if you do have to leave your car, leave your keys in the car, because people are ditching their car in the middle of the road and taking their keys with
Did
them.
you see the video where there's like a tractor trailer like crushing
There's
the
a
cars?
bulldozer. They have bulldozers
to move them
moving
out of the way.
all these cars, just throwing them onto the side of the road, right?
I got an alert from TMZ. It says Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag lose home in LA wildfire.
Yeah,
That's
it was just
scary, man.
their house is gone. And here I want to play this clip of two firefighters, quote unquote, arguing.
Why say quote unquote?
Because it sounds like to me that somebody got it on their radio at home and was talking to the firefighters, maybe trying to get the firefighters to go to their neighborhood to help when the firefighters already have their orders. Because you can hear this one firefighter explaining why he has to stay in the residential neighborhood and not move to this other neighborhood. But then listen to the guy at the end.
Triage of that structure. It's a high priority for that historic building.
I cannot prioritize it that way. There are multiple homes here between PCH and Temescal. My line is to Sunset. I have the high school well involved, along with number of homes between this can. I'm not sure why that's a priority or not versus these homes. Can you explain it? Their tax dollars pay for it, you little.
What did he say?
So he said, it's because our tax dollars pay for it, you little bitch. Yeah.
Wow.
So obviously not a
firefighter.
But it sounds like that people are using the firefighter radios because you can't call 911. 911's not responding.
Sure.
So it sounds like people are...
Like everything is a 911 right now.
It sounds like people are interrupting the firefighters' channel to try and get firefighters to their neighborhood by saying, hey, this is now a priority. And they're like, we have our... What do we do? Why would we do that?
Yeah.
And then they're getting trolled by people who
That's
are...
terrible. What a waste of time.
It's crazy out there, man.
Let them do their thing.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Zendaya was at a screening last night for that Challengers movie with her big, giant engagement ring. So I guess the engagement with Tom Holland happened sometime between Christmas and New Year's. We know that. She had the ring with her at the Golden Globes. The cushion cut ring, I don't know what a cushion cut looks like. Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's like a cushion. It's like lifted a little. Yeah, it's like more rounder on the edges.
It's said to be done by London-based jeweler Jessica McCormack. It is 5 carats.
5.3.
5.3 said to be worth
You need to be specific.
$200,000.
Wow.
$200,000. That's that Spider-Man money.
That's a nice boulder.
Bro.
His Marvel cat, like that's, of course.
Bro.
I'm happy for
Right.
them. I hope it's true.
You know what?
I
am too. I love them
I
as a
love
couple.
them.
You know, I only just on Sunday, watching the Golden Globes, realized that Zendaya doesn't have a last name. I just thought we never just said her last name.
Does she not? She has to.
She has a last name.
No, but we don't use it though.
No, of course
Yeah,
not.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
I just thought because Zendaya is such a unique name that like nobody ever used her last name.
Coleman is her last name.
Coleman?
Coleman.
Zendaya Coleman.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought that like that she had a last name. Like when you look at movies and it's like it would be Zendaya whatever, right? But we just refer to her as Zendaya because why not?
I want to know how
Right?
he proposed. I want to know how he did it.
Apparently, it was at one of her parents' homes, and it wasn't filled with family or anything like that. It was not over the top, but it was intimate and very romantic.
yeah.
That is what they're saying.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
And again, I love them as a
I
couple.
bet you he hung from the ceiling in the Spider-Man
No,
outfit.
I thought of that.
Yeah.
That would have been
I
too
would've.
obvious.
You
That
think
would have
so?
been way too
Yeah.
obvious.
Or what if do you think he did a flip off the couch and like did a handstand and it was on his toe? And then she had to take it off like his toe and put it
Ew.
on her finger, that kind of thing. That's romantic,
That's
right?
gross, bro.
Yeah. You think that's gross?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to pull a ring off of a toe.
Well, that's like people
when I was
who that's like
getting
people who hide it in food.
Oh my God. There are
that's-
so many bad proposals that we could go through, but we're not going to do that right now.
That is gross. Can you put something together? We'll do that another day on the show.
Yes, we will.
That's
Don't you
so
worry.
gross.
I got many friends.
These are people you know.
No.
Oh.
Half my friends aren't engaged. It's fine.
Oh, damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Where are we here? There's something else I wanted to do. Somebody was, hold on here. There was something else. I don't know if I can find it. Oh, there was a picture of, no, wasn't Hugh Jackman in a Speedo.
What?
Something else.
Hugh Jackman in a Speedo?
Yeah, or shorts, or because everybody's freaking out because Hugh Jackman went public with his new girlfriend because he was with his wife for so long, and then they broke up, and now he's dating this woman named Katie. But there was a picture that I saw where he's like jogging on the beach. Remember when Rocky jogged on the beach with like his
crop top?
Yeah, but only he's jogging on the beach with another guy on the beach, and I think they're both wearing Speedos.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
You think they just did it for the paparazzi?
With hot personal trainer Mike Ryan.
Oh, is that who it is?
That's where they wrote.
Yes.
On Bondi Beach in Australia.
Oh, yeah, because you got to wear
Or
Speedo
Bondi.
in Australia,
Oh,
right?
But he's not. But
Right?
Hugh Jackman's not
Is he
wearing
not?
a Speedo.
I can't see in the picture.
They're just
I
like
can
very
only see
tight
but
shorts.
his homie's in a Speedo, though,
That
right?
is a Speedo.
Yeah.
Just running. I couldn't do that. There's no way.
Running a Speedo?
Yeah, no.
Why
I'm not? doing
not?
it. I don't.
In
I don't
public?
Have, yeah, no, I don't have that kind of confidence, guys.
You don't?
No.
Roz, you would go running on a beach in a Speedo.
But I only wear Speedos. I have so many Speedos.
All right, don't you have like a gold one or something?
Yeah, I actually have 2 gold ones. Thank you very much.
Hey, wow.
Sorry, not one, 2.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't have time to play the whole Mark Zuckerberg thing, but he's doing big changes to Facebook. They're using more of a community notes thing now, like what they do on X, because they had a third-party fact-checking program, if you remember, and that's when people were getting kicked off of Facebook because they were writing stuff about COVID years ago. All of it turned out to be true, but they would just lose their accounts, and that was because of third-party fact-checkers. But now they're moving on to a more community notes-based thing, like what they do on Twitter. But in his announcement yesterday, Zuckerberg was wearing a watch. It's $895,000 watch.
Damn,
it's a custom watch from this company called Grubel Forsey that produces just 2 or 3 handmade models per year. $895,000. That same company, the lower average price for these watches, so the discount version of this watch is $500,000.
Do you have to change it for daylight savings time, or does it itself?
No. It's like this thing is crazy looking, right? Crazy looking.
Zuckerberg with a flex.
Yes.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
TikTok. Time is running out for TikTok in the United States of America. As we know, the deadline for the parent company ByteDance out of China. They have to sell it to an American company that can be trusted. Otherwise, they're going to have to shut it all down. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank has partnered up with former LA Dodgers owner Frank McCourt, who's very wealthy, in a bid to buy it. Dammit Maury catching up with Kevin O'Leary yesterday.
Kevin O'Leary, I need to know, is this true? Are you buying TikTok?
Yes, I am. This deal's been in motion for 2 years, ever since the first rumors of Chinese spyware started to circulate through Congress in the United States. I wanted to make sure the justices saw our release that said we are prepared to buy it without the algorithm, and we are prepared to rewrite it under American code law.
Wow.
The justices now know that, and they will take that, we hope, into consideration in refusing this order to proceed and tell the company to shut down on the 19th. Then, what I hope happens is a series of negotiations. We go to Biden before midday on the 20th and ask him to use at his discretion in the order to give a 90-day extension to allow us to look at the data and come up with a price and negotiate a deal. The next morning, I have to do the same thing with Trump for his Department of Security and Justice and everything else. We're going to be working with both administrations. This is an immensely complicated deal.
So the question is, how much will it cost, right?
Talking like in the billions?
Talking like in the billions.
How much are you spending on TikTok? Like, what are you willing to spend on buying TikTok?
The reason we formed the syndicate is prepare for a $20 billion purchase price. We also have not seen the books. It's rumored to have $6 to $7 billion in sales, mostly from the 7.5 million small businesses in America. But every single one of those companies is what I call a Shark Tank company. Sales of 1 to 3 million. They all know me. I'd like to think they trust me. I'm going to make them my partners in the deal by providing an equity crowdfunding feature where they can actually invest beside me at the same price I invest.
Kevin, are you telling me that you have $20 billion? How are we not closer friends?
Very few people on earth have $20 billion. That's not our problem. Raising the capital is not the problem. The problem is getting into a mode where the Chinese company, and really the only person we're dealing with is the supreme leader. Anything you do with China, they have your information. I have no problem with the Chinese people. I have a huge problem with the Chinese government. And the first thing we have to fix, and I say this whimsically when I say it, is we're going to make TikTok wonderful again.
Come on, put it on a red hat.
So anyway, I mean, maybe it works, but the 19th is the deadline unless Biden changes that, or unless Trump comes in on the 20th and alters what was already an overdue timeline. So who knows?
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Explain to me the relationship dynamic between Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick, because as I understand it, Scott Disick was with Kourtney Kardashian,
Correct.
right?
They have 3 kids together.
They have 3 kids together. But did people think that Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick were hooking up?
Yeah. For a very long time. Because anytime you saw them on camera, like, they were more Scott than Khloe, but he's very flirty all the time with everyone, but especially when it came to his sister-in-law, Khloe.
Okay.
They just had this relationship where it almost seemed like it was getting to that point of being romantic.
So she just launched her podcast,
yeah?
Khloe in Wonderland. And guess who guest number 1 was?
No, Lord Disick?
So I did a poll, like, who do you guys want on my podcast? And you were the number 1 person that got requested to be on my podcast. And then my number 1 question was, have you and I ever hooked up?
Yeah.
And why aren't we married? I don't know if that's like together or just why aren't we married?
Why are we both not married?
But I don't know which one it
or
was.
Or do they mean to each other?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
That's a huge difference.
For years, people have always ran with this narrative about either you hooking up with Kendall. I've always seen a lot. It's either been Kendall or me. And I'm like, I don't even know if you and Kendall hang out that much. Because she's always just so busy.
I don't think it has any truth, so they just run with anything. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, look at their relationship. They're close. Boom. Let's just say something ridiculous.
It's so nasty.
But yeah, and then people with us, because we get along well, people are like, they're soulmates. Like, bro, I have children with her sister.
Yeah, it's one.
Not soulmates. I obviously say a lot of gross things that are probably too much.
But you know,
that's just who I am.
Yeah, you know it's your humor.
But obviously I'm not serious. And I've even the fact that people think that is psychotic.
Yeah, they hooked up.
What? No. There's no way, bro.
I can tell.
What they got Chloe in Wonderland?
How can you tell? What makes you think that
What's
they
that?
would have hooked up?
I think so, yeah.
I've denied the things that's exactly.
Sorry, answer Maria's question. Would you ask again, Maria?
What makes you think that they hooked up? What gives you that idea?
One, I've never seen the show. I'm only going by the way that they talk to each other, but also everybody in that sort of showbiz world are awful. And it would not surprise me in any way whether they hooked up and it just meant absolutely nothing to them.
I don't think that they did.
No.
I don't think at all.
Anyway.
I've heard from people who've watched enough episodes to know the dynamic.
Yeah, so you've watched their edit, right?
Ooh. What?
You've watched their edit.
Whose edit?
Theirs.
The Kardashians edit?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You're going by their edit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's all I can go by.
Sure. Yeah. I'm just going by what I.
Sorry, friends have told me.
Yeah.
From episodes that they've seen.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
J-Lo, quickly before we go, so she's keeping the Ben Affleck ring because they settled their divorce on Monday. They finalized everything. And this is now engagement ring 6 that J-Lo adds to the collection.
Damn.
So she started out with a $130,000 ring from Ohani Noah. Then she upgraded to a $200,000 ring when she married Chris Judd. Then along came Ben Affleck with his first ring, which was $2.6 million. They never made it to the altar, but she kept the ring. Husband number 3, Mark Anthony, put a $6.5 million ring on that finger. A-Rod, $2 million is what he spent on a ring. And the Ben Affleck ring was $5.6 million, 8.5 carat green diamond. She's keeping that as well.
But she's not selling any.
So she's got
why? Keep them.
She's got 6 rings, $17 million in engagement rings.
I'm calling her Jennifer Thanos from now on. That's incredible.
So
Infinity
wrong.
Stones.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
It's so wrong.
I am inevitable. Then she snaps.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, the amount of devastation in California, an estimated 1,000 structures have been destroyed. This morning, a new fire was raging up the Hollywood Hills. Estimated $57 billion in damage and economic loss so far is what they're estimating. That's going to skyrocket.
Right by the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, and so there's 3 other fires that were going on. Everybody's being evacuated, and
is this the worst now that LA has ever seen?
Oh yeah. Okay. It was the worst before the other 2 started, but it has to, because there's been reports of arson and stuff like this. And then I watched one fire chief yesterday talking about how the original Palisades fire just started in a backyard and then crawled up the hill. But yeah, so you just got to wonder if people are down there now sort of taking advantage of the chaos and starting other fires, which is completely crazy to even fathom.
Why would you want to do that?
I can't even, how would that even enter your mind?
Yeah, I know.
To do something like that.
I know.
Everybody's you would just think that everyone there is in survival mode, right?
Paris Hilton wrote, sitting with my family, watching the news and seeing our home in Malibu burned to the ground on live TV is something no one should ever have to experience. Billy Crystal lost his house that he's lived in with his wife since 1979.
Oh, wow.
Ben Affleck's $20 million mansion that he bought, his sort of escape when he was going through his divorce with J-Lo, it survived. Anderson Cooper, I don't know if you saw any of the Anderson Cooper footage last night. It looked like he was reporting from hell. It was crazy. He's standing in the middle of infernos. It's wild, right? James Woods was on CNN last night. James Woods, one of the stars who lost his home in the fires.
I'm 77 years old, man. I can't walk up these hills. It's like Mount Everest there. It's pretty steep. So, it's just you. I posted this on X, but Sarah was on with her 8-year-old niece last night. And she came out. I'm sorry. Just, one day you're swimming in the pool and the next day it's all gone. But she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank.
Oh my God.
For us to rebuild our house.
Oh my God.
Spencer Pratt did a video yesterday as he was leaving his store, updating his fans about their situation.
When your house burns down, you have nothing. Your parents' house burns down and they have nothing. There's only one thing that could maybe make you feel better. A bag of bagels. Obviously, I'm in shock and my brain's not functioning, so I think this is the most unhinged post you've seen.
And I've seen a lot. I'm going to say just like people online, like be nice, because I've seen a lot of posts where regular people are like, oh, boo-hoo, millionaires, you still have money to go and buy a new home and get new stuff.
Yeah,
but thank you, Maria. At the end of the day,
You're still human.
You're still human beings.
You can't.
These are their homes.
No amount of insurance after you claim it from a fire will bring back all the memories of stuff. The heirlooms, everything that you had in your house.
It's not a house though, right? Like you have to understand, and if anybody's being a dick on social media, like it's not just a house that burned, like it's a community that burned down. Like imagine your town burning down, right? Like that's what happened. A friend of mine who I went to high school with has been living in California since like the 90s, and her kid's high school is gone. Right, they live right
People's
there.
lives are affected here.
And that high school is the high school that they shoot like all those movies in, like Teen Wolf and all that stuff. Like that's all gone. Like the whole thing.
Be nice,
the
everyone.
whole thing is
Please
gone.
Be nice.
Oh yeah, but Paris Hilton watching the news, seeing her own house burn down. My
A lot of people are. I actually saw a video on TikTok of this couple. They're on vacation in Mexico. And they're watching the news, and they saw their condo burn down. Oh, no. And they're like, what are we going back to?
Yeah,
I was seeing online Marilyn Monroe fans like us. Her house, it's like literally going to burn down.
Yeah.
It's in a block away.
And the Critics' Choice are postponed. The Oscar announcement have been postponed. All the shows that shoot down there are
Hold
canceled.
on a second. What about, not to sound... Not being sensitive.
The football
here.
game's probably going to move to
football
Arizona.
and basketball. Yeah.
They're going to move to Arizona. I know Kawhi Leonard walked away from the Clippers to help his family out.
Yeah.
So he's not playing. But football, I think that they had said that the contingency is going to be to move it to Arizona.
So they'll still play because it's a
playoff. It's a playoff game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shows stopped filming too, like The Price is Right.
Everything stopped filming. Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I didn't know that Lily Allen and David Harbour broke up. They were together for a while. Did you know that they broke up? No? Because I guess they met on Raya, the celebrity dating app.
Famous people app?
And
Raya?
they broke up because she found him on Raya.
Wait, what? Hold on.
So they
Wait,
met.
They
met on Raya.
Are we saying it right, Maria?
Raya,
whatever.
Raya.
So hold on. So they met on Raya.
Yes.
They dated.
Yeah, they were for a long time, like years.
But then what was she doing on Raya?
That's a good question.
Finding out if he was on.
It's like if you have Hinge and you're dating someone and they re-download the app.
So they met. They were together. They were together for a long time, and then I guess maybe she heard, because I mean, if you're David Harbour and you're on a dating app, like somebody in that world is going to tell your girlfriend.
Well, yeah.
Right. So then he, after 5 years together, I guess he popped up back on the dating app, and then she went on and saw him.
What if
on
he just
there.
never left the dating
No,
app?
but he did leave the dating app.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing. Raya is not just a dating app. They say it's like for business and all these types of connections.
I can 100% tell you, by knowing many people who are on it,
Is
it
a
is
dating
not
app.
for business. It is not for business.
No,
it is.
But it is not for business.
It's for business.
It is not.
Yeah, the other type of business.
It is, okay, that's LinkedIn. Okay, okay, that is not.
Are you on Raya?
No, I'm not on any dating app. You will not find me. And if you do, it's probably someone faking.
Like you guys remember how many enough people tried to scam Shem?
Bro.
Shem had like so many fake profiles on different dating apps or whatever.
Cool, man.
Fake.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, we just call that blanketing the market.
Okay.
That's called going big before you go home.
Hey!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
These fires down in Los Angeles are wild. An estimated 1,000 structures have already been destroyed, including homes and businesses. The area covered, I just want to put this into perspective for people here. So the area covered was 25 square miles, which is about 64, let's say 65 square kilometers, right? I'll give you a sense of how big that is.
Okay.
So if you're in Toronto, right, from the DVP to Bathurst, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And from Lake Ontario to Bloor. That area is 16 square kilometers.
Oh my God!
So times that by 4. The area in the Pacific Palisades in Los Angeles that is on fire, that burned down, covers Manhattan, all of Manhattan, north, south, east to west.
Oh my gosh!
Right, that's the entire area that was burned. So take in Toronto. So take Lake to Bloor, DVP to Bathurst, and times that by 4.
Oh my gosh, that's so
right?
scary.
That's how big the fire was.
Terrible.
So many clips of just the devastation and who lost their home. John Goodman was one of the latest to come out to say he lost his. The house that Matthew Perry passed away in. Anthony Hopkins lost his home. Billy Crystal, the house he lived in since 1979. Adrian Brody, I believe, lost his place as well. Here's a clip. I want to play you this of a resident in the Pacific Palisades who, after they ran out of water, was just trying to do anything to save his own place.
He's a desperate resident. Yeah, he just ran up to me right after we were on a few minutes ago. He said, please, please, please help me. Chris, tell us what's going on.
Hi. I was told that my house burnt down. I drove up. I needed to see it. I wanted to get some clothes for my son. The entire neighborhood is burnt down, but somehow my house does not even have a scratch. What? There's no fire damage. I went in, but the house next to mine is still on fire. So I'm going around begging anybody to come put out that fire to protect my home.
Because there's no water.
There's no water pressure. I tried to turn on the water myself. I would have tried to put it out, but I have no water pressure, so I have no way of putting it out.
So you and your wife are just trying to go get bottled water?
Yeah, so my wife went to get bottled water. I'm going to meet her down the hill, and we're just going to try and throw bottled water on it, but I don't know if that's going to work.
You need a lot more than that. And so the firefighters said that you're basically not on the list right now?
They said they had a list of places to go. They're spread thin. I understand. I really understand.
Yeah, I know, but
holy.
That's
I gotta play this clip of a reporter by the name of David Blevins from Sky News in the UK. So he was, I don't even know how he got there, but Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, was out of the country when this whole thing happened. And then she flew back and she hadn't said anything. And what you're going to listen to is, when you're on a plane and you get off the plane, right? So they bring the ramp to the plane, the door opens, and that area where like you put your bags?
Yes.
Right? Where there's the door there kind of thing, that area, sometimes you got to wait there.
Yeah.
So this reporter made it to there as she got off a plane. Like she's just off the plane and refusing to answer questions.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Whoa.
Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up? I appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
Holy!
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
Wow. And what, she's just like not looking at him?
She's standing in one spot. She's not even walking.
No apology for them?
Is she looking at him?
No, not at all. Just stone-faced.
Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home? Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
No. Are those like
and
her
then
people?
other people, and then they sort of walk her through a door where she walks back out onto
Madam Mayor,
the tarmac.
just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
Can you take this down?
But like,
and then she's
any
gone.
of her security or anything?
She didn't seem to have anybody. She seemed like she had one person with her. Like that was really it. And then they took her from another door back out onto the tarmac as opposed to walking her through the airport. But yeah, that was the thing, is that the big story was that she had cut $17 million from the LA Fire Department's budget, and a lot of firefighters were saying that while they were in the area, that the hydrants had run dry. Right, so water management, forest management, all that stuff is people are looking to point fingers now. And Heidi Montag, this is a crushing clip of Heidi Montag, just in tears because she lost everything.
Really just comes in waves, but I just want to go home. I just want to see all my stuff and sit on my couch and just really want to go home. I'm so homesick.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah,
that's awful.
The Oscar nominations, of course, are delayed because of all of this and all the shows that are down there taping. Everything is just shut down, and I don't know how you even begin to rebuild this. Like, this is just like
the worst thing that's ever happened.
It's the worst fire that they've ever had.
I guess like all the late night shows, are those all canceled?
No,
as well,
Jimmy Kimmel's canceled. They get like The Price is Right. Like anybody who shoots around there, like all that stuff, everything is just everything's just canceled. It's like devastating. And
Where do they go?
And new fires are popping up. Well, the problem is that, LA is such a tourist destination that it is award show season, and like the Critics' Choice Awards were supposed to happen and all of this stuff. So you have all these people, you have thousands of people who are now homeless, right? And the hotels are full.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I'm sure, are going to Friends. They're very well connected and everything else, but not everybody. But yeah, that was the problem that they were running into, is that the hotels in and around Los Angeles were just completely full. So all the best to everybody out there. Jesus.
You have sounds like one good like uplifting story?
Nope.
Or no?
No.
Anybody else?
No.
Like one?
No.
Like that's
no.
Does anybody,
like what do you want? Like, what do you want?
Like anybody? Okay.
Like, what do you want?
Okay, let's go around the room.
No, because
okay.
no, I don't know. No. Like, what do you want? What kind of what do you want?
I'm bummed now, man. Like, I feel bad for everybody.
Well, I mean,
I know it's the news.
Not,
and like, not every
it's not
news
always
going to
be great.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what do you want? Like, what kind of mood are you? Like, what are you in the mood for?
Just, I don't know, something like uplifting.
Like what? Like what? Tell me like
know.
what? Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one.
Okay,
Here's a good one.
Hit me.
Jimmy John's restaurant. You familiar with Jimmy John's restaurant?
Not a sausage guy?
Yeah. Okay, so they've just launched a brand new soup.
Oh.
Right?
Tell me more.
Ranch dressing.
Ew.
Ew, that's so gross.
There you go. That's as good as it gets today. Sorry. Ranch dressing soup.
Ew. Oh, is it like creamy and
Yes,
chunky?
it is. Yes, it is. It's ranch dressing soup. Okay?
Now I feel
Would you
even
eat that?
worse.
All right? There you go.
Would you eat that?
Would you?
No.
Yeah, gross.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.